Morning, everybody. Welcome to Lockpod, season 15, episode 12. This is Midwest Most Dangerous Podcast, coming to you live from the NECA IBEW Power in Indiana Lake County Studios.
Good morning.
Hey, what's up?
Here we are, Friday.
Kevin's on edge, man.
Yeah, man.
Or he's perturbed. You're a little perturbed, aren't you?
ChatGPT just like gets him angry.
Yeah.
If you just say the word ChatGPT around Kevin,
It's the dumbing down of America.
I don't deny that it's the dumbing down of America, but it's a convenient tool. But like, it's funny though. Like, if I say ChatGPT, his face gets a little bit redder.
I think you're smarter than ChatGPT, Tom. That's all I would say.
No, I agree. But no, I'm not smarter than ChatGPT.
I think as
ChatGPT knows everything. It combs it. It knows everything on the web.
It told Ed Delaney he was a federal prosecutor.
Yeah.
Okay. And it also did about 500 other things that were totally correct. And it was one thing. So you have to be guarded when using ChatGPT.
Yes.
That we know of. One thing that we know of.
Yeah.
I think that's right. I think that's right. You have to be guarded when you use it.
Yeah.
I think that's accurate.
Hey, man, did you see front page? If there's front page, both newspapers, I feel like we have an obligation to talk about it on Lockpod.
Mm-hmm.
Front page above the fold in both newspapers. Former Lake County Sheriff John Buncich released from federal prison in a halfway house in the Chicagoland area.
I guess he did his time.
He did. I mean, we were doing quick math before we came in here, and he got sentenced in 2018, which it's all started in 2016, right, Kev?
Yeah, I think we.
You
always remember that day.
You know why? It's an easy day to remember. It was the day Donald Trump got elected.
And Marissa.
Yeah, and Marissa. 2 days after that. So the day that was the Tuesday election day. 2 days after that.
Wow.
Marissa is just elected judge. We were like, oh my God, Donald Trump is elected. That was in 2016.
Crazy.
Then the U.S. attorney, the FBI raided a number of places. John Buncich was one of them. James Snyder, the mayor of Portage, was another. And we were just captivated as a region as the Lake County Sheriff and one of our mayors was indicted and taken to trial and convicted.
Bad day for, yeah.
John Buncich was sentenced to how long, Kevin?
I want to say originally his sentence was maybe 12 or 15 years, but then
by the way,
wow.
And then it got appealed, and then I think 3 or
but like
something
Kevin,
like that.
as a lawyer now,
out.
and I know you don't do federal criminal law, okay?
I have.
You
actually,
have before,
back in
right?
the day.
But like this sentence was shockingly long. I mean, almost to a person. Every lawyer I knew, everybody that knew about this case, expect him to go to prison, of course. But like he got sentenced to 15 years.
I think it was 15. It might have got reduced to 12, and then maybe he did 10.
But like at the time, it was straight 15.
And so the thing I would say about that is a couple things. One, Judge Moody was known as a very heavy sentencer, not heavy, but just very tough sentencer. The guidelines at the time gave federal judges a lot of leeway. And it was kind of around the same time that Blagojevich was sentenced. It's within in the area. Maybe ChatGPT could tell me when Blagojevich got sentenced. But I mean, it was
in the same area.
I mean, maybe not before.
No,
like
same general time.
Yeah, and everybody was shocked about Blagojevich's too. So I don't,
Yeah,
there's
you're
a lot
right.
of factors.
Blagojevich was
got like 18 years or something.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
that, and then he got
Because
pardoned.
think about when that happened. That was Obama. When Obama was elected
Oh yeah, you're right. So
that
it's
was
probably
more
before.
yeah.
So anyway,
I need a refresher. What did he do?
who?
John Buncich.
Yeah.
He
to
took.
sell his
I wasn't going to say he took. You're talking Buncich here. Not selling the seat was
Correct.
Blagojevich.
Wait, Buncich,
you're
right?
talking about
Buncich
Yeah.
Okay.
was caught on camera taking $10,000 and he never reported it, and it all had to do with towing contracts.
Yeah, it was like, you put it in the front seat, and then he went and got it from the front seat.
So they had a picture in trial of Buncich grabbing a wad of cash. The Lake County Sheriff. Okay, now that could have been legal had he reported it properly, because cash, you could donate cash.
Not
right?
smart.
It's not smart. We don't like cash. Like, as a general rule on our campaign, I think when somebody gives me cash, you're trying to set me up. I don't like it. I don't like it because unfortunately, there's a lot of people that touch that money before it gets to the campaign. I just think it's better to write checks. Okay. And that's how we conduct business. Right. But what John was on that picture doing wasn't technically illegal until he failed to report it, which he failed to do.
Yeah, and then there was some other, I think his police chief and somebody else got indicted with him. They ended up pleading guilty and testifying against Buncich at trial.
It was like sort of like how you take down the mob kind of thing. You get all the people to flip on the big guy, right?
Well, I mean, I think that's a typical way that prosecutors could do it, because if
like
they
criminal
can,
organizations
just get up to, or just even
like RICO kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's what they I think that's a smart prosecutorial move. You move up the chain.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, John gets sentenced, and I was no friend of his.
No,
at the time we were enemies in political, right? But when he got sentenced, it was like the human compassion in me was like, what? Like,
really?
You weren't like that? I felt horrible for him.
I mean,
I thought he got totally.
I never.
Dude,
I
really,
think in general,
you're a compassionate person.
No,
dude.
I was
I'm surprised to hear
you
you say
you
that.
are a very compassionate.
In general,
Kevin, you're way more compassionate than me.
Yeah,
and you're just like with John. You're like fuck him, right?
No, I don't think so. I think it's it's always sad to see a public official go down for something that they did wrong. I mean, I'm not saying that they shouldn't. I'm just saying that it's always sad to see that. And in his case, I agree with you. The sentence seemed heavy.
It was sad to me. It was first off, it was the whole thing sad when you see, damn, he's a police chief. Like he was a sheriff, lost his pension, disgraced. Plus if you're a former law enforcement officer going to prison, that ain't no fun.
No.
You can't really eat in general population and hang out with everybody when you're in prison, so you're sort of doing it by yourself. So I felt like he got fucked. I personally did. I thought the sentence was twice as long as it should have been, and he's an old man, and I was just like, wow, that's brutal, man.
I mean, I think that federal judges and courts have the ability to sentence you, and
they do.
They take.
It doesn't mean it's right. They do. They have the ability to fuck you over. Yep, the judges have that power, and I have a lot of power as mayor that I fail to exercise. Just because you have the power doesn't mean you get to use it. It's like that's the cool thing about power is if you're like, yeah, I could do that, I just choose not to, right? But in this case, the judge chose to slam it to the former sheriff
and send a message. I think
he sent a message. It was he wants John Buncich to die in prison. That's the message he sent,
and he didn't.
John Buncich is out now, and I am of the opinion, leave this fucking guy alone. The poor guy lost 10 years of his life. And granted, I mean, he, his actions contributed to it. But, let's leave this guy alone. The poor guy, he got twice as long as a sentence as he was supposed to, right? And the thing that really pisses me off, Kevin, is I'm reading the paper, and they talked to both of our chairmen. And the chairman of the Democratic Party, I'm going to let him speak for himself. But I focused on the chairman of the Republican Party and just how shitty he's being. It's just like, this is Randy Niemeyer. It is unfortunate that when I tell people I am from Lake County, the first thing they do is laugh and then comment on the culture of corruption that has been pervasive here for many decades. Really? I've been from freaking Lake County most of my life. People don't say that. They're like, where are you from? I'm like, Hammond. They're like, oh, no way. Right outside of Chicago, right? I've never been like, oh, that place is so corrupt. What a liar. That's a freaking lie. It's just him being the chairman. He wants to lie, and he wants to kick John in the face more time.
It sounds like a really partisan comment.
He's an asshole, dude. That's an asshole comment.
Doesn't say anything about Snyder, who got indicted on the same day.
Yeah, James Snyder got indicted on the same day, went to prison, embarrassed our freaking region. We're in the U.S.
All the way to the Supreme Court.
Everybody knows who James Snyder is, right? And he doesn't say a goddamn word about James Snyder. He wants to kick John Buncich.
And James Snyder's a Republican.
It's just, it's funny. Like Randy, I always thought of him, I thought he had some class. And when I read this, I'm like, totally classless. Asshole move. You chose the lowest class move you could take there, Mr. Chairman. Congrats.
Yeah, I mean, Buncich is out. He served his time. He's going to probably just do the rest of his days
let him go be an old
anonymity.
Man. Let him go be an old man without slamming him for your own political purposes, Randy. For your own political purposes. People don't laugh and say, oh, you're from Lake County. Maybe your friends do, Randy. Maybe your friends laugh at Lake County. My friends don't laugh.
I think over the last couple, 10, 15, 20 years, that has changed a lot. I think, there's a lot of good, and we always say this, there's so many elected officials doing great things. And
I'm one of them trying to dispel this. And then you got this asshole chairman sitting there you
get kind of, I don't want to say covered in whatever the past is, but I think that's constantly the problem that people when you make comments like that you don't.
Yeah, it's like he wants to remind you.
Help.
He wants to remind you and label us even more because it's beneficial for Randy if he keeps reminding you of Lake County's history in the 1970s. In the 1970s and 80s, he wants to remind you, hey, we used to be really corrupt, and this guy is corrupt too. It's just piling on. Leave him alone, Randy. Yeah. You asshole. You have people in your party that are corrupt too, Randy. Why don't you talk about them if you're so fucking embarrassed? Liar. This is a lie. He just wants to pile on John Buncich so he can get props from his Republican buddies. It pisses me off, man. Just leave him alone. Jesus. This guy did 10 freaking years in prison.
Yeah, and speaking of his age, is it common for you to go to a halfway house after? Or could that have been an age-related?
No. I mean, so at some point in your sentence, and this is federal, this is not state, right? They don't have halfway houses for state court. In some cases, in your sentence, as long as you had good behavior, I think when you have 18 months left, or maybe it's 12, you can get transferred to a halfway house to kind of transition back into society and into your life.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I got pissed when I read that this morning. I feel bad for John. I do, man. I feel bad for him. Granted, he is disgraced. He embarrassed himself. He ruined his career. He went off to prison. I'm just of the opinion when he comes back home, just fucking back off, man. Let the guy be, for God's sakes. Like, he did his time, right, Kev?
He did, and obviously, we're no friends of John Buncich.
I was not a friend of John Buncich, right, Kev?
No, you were not.
World War III started because of you. It was your fault.
Sorry about that.
It was. Kevin was on the election board.
You're worth it, Kevin.
It was. John kicked Kevin off the election board. I thought it was total bullshit, and it started a humongous fight. True?
Wow.
Yeah, it did. And by the way, it wasn't like that you were friendly before that. I mean, so
it was like a capstone to little tiny fights. That
it was
were
an
happening.
Unfortunate time. But
it was an unfortunate time, and he did his debt to society. And I suggest we leave him alone and let him go off into the sunset.
Yeah, I mean, I think again, what you said is accurate, Tom. Just let him go. He's done. He's over.
I think that's a good general rule.
Agree.
For anyone.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll see.
Why even write an article about it that he went to a halfway house?
Well, because
just let it go.
News.
Because they're
definitely
desperate.
news.
They're desperate for clicks.
No, I mean it is. I mean it's significant
is
news.
It?
I don't.
It is.
I think so because the case was followed
I agree
so
with you.
much
I agree
along
with
the
you.
way.
They got to do the story,
of course.
Let's just hope this is the last time we read John Bunchich's name in the paper, because that's the way it should be. Just
for
let
something
the guy
bad,
go.
maybe.
Unless he decides. Okay, how about this, Kev? We've had places, elected officials that get out and jump right back into politics.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to do that, then people are going to talk about you.
Right.
Okay? But if you choose to get the hell away from politics, I'm done. I learned my lesson. Let them go off and be, right?
Yeah, I don't see any reason to next year say that it's the 1 year anniversary
right.
of John.
When John
Buncich,
right, that corrupt
went to a halfway
right.
house.
Right.
Here's a statue of a pile of cash.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
All right.
I just got an update on my daughter-in-law.
Uh-oh.
Oh, all right.
I'm going to be a grandpa today. So,
you look very grandpa-ish today.
We got my Bob Marley
shirt on.
Do
you have Sansa belts on? You got elastic.
I got my
elastic waistband.
I got my Bob Marley shirt on for those of you that
are those pants pulled up beyond your belly button?
Believe me, man.
Do you have white New Balances on? With
Hokas.
grass stains?
He's got Hokas on. Big
I got
Hokas.
I got white hey
don't
dudes.
slam the Hokas.
White hey dudes.
Do you have Hokas on?
I just want to
today.
let everybody know things are going to be different after today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're putting your glasses on?
Yeah, I'm going to be a grandpa after today. Attention, Lockpot audience. Things are going to be different, right? First off, I do want everybody please keep Chase and Eileen in your thoughts
Without
today.
a doubt.
Okay?
Exciting.
Wait, is this new? Are you supposed to be talking about this?
I think people know that
I blew the pregnancy on accident.
we're on pregnancy watch in my
Okay.
family.
Baby
the
watch.
whole family, baby watch. Yeah, we're on baby watch. Chase and
Birthday
Eileen.
watch.
Yeah, so keep Chase and Eileen in your thoughts, please. And if you could send me a couple Xanax and maybe some edibles, that'd be great too. So
in case you don't already have them.
edibles,
his
CBD
Michigan
edibles.
P.O.
That was
box.
illegal to send anything else to me
That's
in
right.
Indiana.
On
but-
mail. You learned that with Teddy. Wait, no.
Yeah,
Yeah,
CBD.
was it Teddy?
Yeah, it was Teddy. Yeah.
Do you have
But-
a name that you can spill and get in trouble for?
No,
Oh.
no, I don't. They've been really guarded with the name, which is smart.
wonder why.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder why. I have a show, right? But it's an end of an era when you think about it, man. I mean, it's gonna be all different. I'm turning over a new leaf starting tomorrow.
Really, what's going to change?
No more smoking. Yeah, man. No more drinking. No more fucking around. You know what I'm saying?
No more what?
No more smoking, drinking, and fucking around.
Well,
It's
Marissa's
all.
be
So
happy
it's the
at
end of the
least.
podcast.
There's
It's the end of the podcast. Lockpot
This
is going
was
to
it.
be
It was-
Lockpot is going to be boring from
Went
now.
out
I'm a grandpa,
flaming.
dude. I can't be like the locomotive anymore. I got to slow down.
can't.
The locomotive is an era, and that era is.
What's it going to be?
Oh my God.
What are you going to
this
be
is-
like?
I'm grandpa.
This is a new bit. You could do a grandpa thing every week.
I'm a grandpa now. I can't be fucking around like I was before, dude. It's different. I got
Is
little
it?
grandkids looking up to me.
Hey, so what's it going to be like Grandpappy?
Yeah.
Or Papa?
Something old
or
sounding.
Pappy?
Something old sounding.
Grandpa?
Pappy is old as shit. It's got to be the
My
oldest sounding.
Grandpappy.
My pappy. This is my pappy, and then I come in, I'm all fucking ripped and looking cool. Pappy.
I'm all ripped and looking cool. When's that going to happen?
I'm working on it.
Are you switching to V8 in the morning then?
Here, Jill, give me that. What do you got? Jill's got something for us. So, yes, last episode. This is great. So, last
What is it?
episode, Tom talked about he's going to market himself after
Tom Soap.
Irish Spring.
It's
What does
my
it say?
soap. Tom Soap. Oh, let's sell this on the
What does it say?
Lockpot
What does
Marketplace.
it say, actually?
Irish Springs, Tom Seventh Heaven Soak. It's got me all wet.
Oh.
I am very wet in that picture, and I'm in a bath
Rainbow.
of bubbles.
And in a
Looking
rainbow.
very nice. So
That is great.
There's a Lockpot special.
that.
So. Thank you, Joe.
Is it? Oh, you put a rainbow in for Pride Month. That's nice.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Actually, a picture from Scotland, not Ireland.
I like Tom's reaction in that too. It's like
I'm trying to remember where
that had to be
from the dunk
tank. That had to be from the dunk tank.
Oh yeah, because that freaking water. I'm always the first person in the dunk tank, and they make the water as cold as possible.
You bitched about being the last person because you said it was dirty.
Yeah, it's dirty.
So
Plus,
I don't know. You can only.
I don't
go
like
first.
the dunk tank in general. Like, you're starting to notice a pattern here. I don't like it when it's last. I don't like going first. I don't like going. So basically, I just wanted to tell everybody, when Lockpod starts to suck in the future, just blame it on my new grandchild.
Being the grandpappy?
Yeah, blame it on my new grandchild.
Good luck chasing Eileen.
This is the last Locomotive episode. Soak it in, everybody. So,
I doubt that.
Yeah, now it's all about orthopedic shoes and early bird specials.
Maybe that'll be like our guests.
Yeah.
We'll have like AARP.
Yeah.
Like how to get your
those
benefits.
Are new sponsors.
We're going to talk about
AARP is a Lockpod sponsor. I like.
Are you having trouble with Medicare? Listen to Lockpod.
I have to be the one who does that commercial. Oh, you guys want to hear something funny? All right.
Yeah.
Dissing on JLB. I love it. Because, like, it's good-natured teasing between us and WJLB, right? Because they diss on us all the time. They diss on me.
We like Jed.
I love Jed.
Yeah.
I was on his show last week. So, like, if you guys remember, this is funny. So, like, I came in and we were doing bits about my bit on WJLB. I was like, hey, I went to WJLB this week.
Yeah.
And then we were playing bits off of it, and they were video bits, and John, or I don't remember if it was John or Jill, one of you guys was like, what the fuck is that couch you're sitting on, right? And I'm like, yeah, Jim changed the studio to like a talk show format, and he's got like a desk and a couch sitting there, and I'm on the couch, and he's on the desk, and you guys
kind
are
of
like
a weird looking couch, but it was like oversized or something. John, can
but
you pull
guys,
that up?
you guys were dissing on the couch a little bit.
Yeah, I think I was just commenting. Well, I was commenting. I thought the microphones were weird, but you corrected me because they were actually the same one, even though it had like this weird yellow thing on it.
Could your feet touch the ground on that?
Yeah, yeah.
Doesn't it look like the couch is like
comfortable
way?
couch.
Because
It's a comfortable couch.
Tom is not a small guy, right?
No,
Tom's not a small
I'm
guy,
a
but it
comfortable
makes
it's a
you look
comfortable-
small.
But it was a comfortable couch. But like, you guys were like ripping on the couch, but I was like, okay, what's wrong with the couch? So anyway, we had this debate on air about whether or not we like the setup.
Can we play it?
Yeah, sure. Let's play it. What the hell?
You got
by the way, courtesy of the Lockpod Archives.
I love the fact that we could say
Lockpod Archives brought to you by. We got to think of a good ad.
Yes.
We do Lockpod Archives. This
Library
Lockpod
of Congress.
Archives.
Be like a good
Library of
or
Congress.
storage, like a storage facility.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It's like now Jed's behind a desk and there's a couch.
Yeah.
And like you're on some like microphone system that is like into your mouth.
It's the same exact microphone system we have right here.
No, I mean I have this.
Well, no, you're right. I mean, it's a headset like we have.
a bigger picture.
It's a headset like we have with a microphone that comes around. That's the way it's always been. You and I did a show at WJLB with the exact same.
Oh, you know what? I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Our setup was like that.
It's exactly the same
We
setup.
did have microphones.
We didn't have the couch like he has in the desk situation. It was like a high top kind
Is
of
that
thing.
a cup of applesauce on
It does look like
I thought it was like,
applesauce. It is
Chick-fil-A sauce.
It is a cup of applesauce, actually. Jed was actively eating breakfast during the entire interview. Yeah.
Oh, he was locked in.
Dude, he had like bananas out there and shit. Like, he was like full breakfast. Like, he put in like 500 calories during our interview. So anyway, so we're like talking about the studio, ripping on it a little bit, laughing at Jed about
good-natured.
Like, you know, our brother, sister station, whatever we are. And then anyway, I noticed, because I follow Jed. I follow, you know, what's going on over there at JOB. Click over to the newest picture of their studio. Like, this is 1 week after we're giving him shit. He completely changes the studio.
Brand new. The couch is gone.
Brought in 2 new chairs. Like, changed everything about the studio. Like,
Stole one of our favorite guests.
Yeah.
Jenny's sitting there.
Yeah, Jenny's sitting there. He takes our guest. He gets rid of the couch. It's like, I bet you he's going to stop eating on air now, too.
I don't see any applesauce on the desk.
No applesauce.
Nothing.
That's for me.
Come on, Jed.
The yellow tags are off the mic.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Her hand is in the way. We can't.
That's
prove
true.
that.
But Jed, I would say that's a better setup. I do like the chairs better.
I like those chairs.
You're welcome, Dilo.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, but the chairs are facing each other. Like they're
Well,
not
you
facing
can fix
him.
that, but it does look size appropriate. The couch looked a little dirty, and
You know, Kevin keeps reminding me about this stupid bet we made on air, and I would have
I'm glad
totally
you're bringing this
I
up.
would have totally ignored that bet because I thought we were just bullshitting.
It's $50 in the line.
When
my
we're
friend.
on air, I think a lot of this stuff is in jest.
Oh,
right?
no.
This is a personality. the locomotive is a personality. It's not necessarily like.
Wait, so a bet's not a bet?
If we're like contracting on the air and I signed it as the locomotive, are you going to sue me in court if I don't follow through? Right?
No.
So we make a bet on air as the locomotive and as Kevin and as the caboose. And now Kevin every day he's like, updating me on the White Sox. He's like, "Hey, the White Sox are
winning."
I have been texting him when the White Sox are winning. I'll give him that.
Kevin does not like the White Sox, so it's not received well by me.
This is the most I've rooted for the White Sox
I know,
in 56 years
and
of
I
my
feel
life.
like I made a shitty bet, but I made a shitty bet on the air.
You know what, though?
I don't think it's...
Oh, 2 weeks ago I would have said that you probably did. Now, I know I checked it out. They're at 31% wins, which calculates to 49 wins. 31% is
So
their
we're right
winning
on edge.
percentage. So
The bet was
you're
this.
winning right now.
The bet is the White Sox will not... They'll lose 100 games. That was the bet.
Yes, Tom said over, I said under. And they have to get up to 38% winning percentage to win.
So
for
if
me to
they
win.
hit 100 games losing, I win.
Correct. If they hit
Okay.
99, I win.
You win. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So right now,
All
you're
right.
winning.
We're gambling on the air. It's $50 on the line.
$50 will be on the line.
I think it's because it's a podcast. It's legal if you do it this way. I'm pretty sure.
It's a gentleman. Well, it's a bet between friends, but we're going to definitely exchange $50. One way or the other.
This is why our insurance rates are so high. Shit like this, Jill.
But
That's why.
Just this.
Hey, this is kind of breaking, but someone just sent some video of Jed moving the couch out of his studio after we made fun of it.
That's good, Ted.
that was a
That was
little clip from Friends.
Friends episode.
Chandler and trying to John, you know these guys better than I do.
Chandler Ross.
Ross,
Yeah, trying to move the couch, screaming pivot.
It looks just like the
It does
couch.
look like his couch.
Yeah.
That's a funny thing. So, hey, Kevin, you threw in a interesting Lockpod story, and you always know if it's a Lockpod story, and people send us Lockpod stories all the time. You know if it's a Lockpod story if it has a headline like this one. British Airways flight attendant found naked in bathroom. There you go. Lockpod all day.
Didn't when I saw that I was like, this has
Lockpod.
Lockpod written all
Yes,
over it.
it does.
This is pretty funny. So transatlantic flight on the best and brightest and nicest British Airways was a double-decker Airbus A380, John's dream plane.
Yeah, man.
And a British Airways flight attendant was arrested last week after allegedly being discovered naked and dancing inside a business class restroom mid-flight on a transatlantic journey from San Francisco International to London Heathrow, according to multiple reports and police statements. 41-year-old crew member who was not named publicly vanished during in-flight meal service aboard a British Airbus A380, prompting colleagues to search the aircraft. So this wasn't like a flight attendant that was just like sitting and like taking the flight. He was working the flight.
Yeah,
And I have a feeling he took something besides just an Advil or like before getting on.
Don't take the red pill.
This was my do not, or if you do, only take half. I think
it's good rules to live by.
it is,
Right.
especially if you're going to be a flight attendant. This was the funniest part of this, and we'll leave it at this.
Or just going to dinner.
That's right, or just going to dinner. He was eventually located in the Club World cabin bathroom, where, according to one colleague, he had turned the space into a, quote, one-man disco. I would love to know what the
How big does that bathroom have to be?
It's got to be
It's a
fun.
small disco.
Yes,
That's
one-man
small
disco, naked,
Still.
took off his uniform and dancing.
Yeah, there's something going on.
I think he's probably going to lose his job.
there's something going on there.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a stab at it.
So next time you're flying from San Francisco to Heathrow in London, take a look at the One World bathroom and just imagine it was a disco.
All right. That's a Lockpod story all day. Good
Let's do
job,
some-
Kevin.
Let's do some ads. Come back. We got a lot to talk about. We are going to.
I got a mailbag.
Oh, mailbag is coming, and we're going to talk Elon versus Trump.
This
Yeah, I have an update on
Get
that.
ready.
Great. So,
Ooh.
but the mailbag is a continuation of the St. John the Baptist steeple situation, Jill. It won't go away. It
So
keeps
that-
coming at me. So
This is an interesting, carrot for our listeners. Are you like sticking around to hear Elon Trump, or are you sticking around for the St. John the Baptist steeple?
there's two different audiences sticking around for two different reasons. So let's go ahead and do some ads first. When we come back, we'll decide what's up.
All right.
Powering Indiana Lake County, our premier and studio sponsor. Powering Indiana Lake County is your source for the region's most trusted electricians. At Powering Indiana Lake County, we set the standard for excellence in electrical work. As IBEW Local 697 electrical contractors, we ensure safety, reliability, and quality for Northwest Indiana corporations, businesses, and homes alike. But our mission goes beyond the job site. We're creating a brighter future for the region we proudly serve. Powering Indiana, Lake County. bringing excellence to the job, creating a brighter future for our community. Find the right electrical contractor at poweringindiana.org.
For decades, the Ron J. Prestmer Insurance Agency has been located right on Indianapolis Boulevard, serving all your insurance needs. The Prestmer Agency specializes in a wide range of insurance products and services, including auto, home, business, life, and much more. Prestmer Agency serves thousands of people in business throughout Chicagoland and the Midwest. Call Ron or Ronnie today at 219-844-0103. They're here to protect what matters most to you. And I just want to mention, talked to Ronnie, and he's not just an insurance agent. Talked to him just yesterday, I think, and he's very active in the community. HC3 is live in the Villas this weekend, and he called about that. He's a leader in that organization.
Yeah,
so
thanks Ronnie.
Michelob Ultra, the official sponsor of the PGA, is a superior light beer with ultra smooth taste. This refreshingly crisp light lager has only 95 calories and 2.6 carbs, making it the perfect beer on the golf course or at the 19th hole. Check out the new Ultra Zero with only 29 calories, making it the perfect zero alcohol beer for any time of the day. Head over to the Cal Brew or Michelob Ultra websites and social media pages for more info on this great family of beers. Enjoy the Michelob Ultra lifestyle with beers, and cheers responsibly.
Are you facing legal challenges and don't know where to turn? Who are you going to call? Look no further than Kuklakis Law, your trusted source for legal advice in Indiana and Illinois. Do you need representation buying or selling real estate? Call Kuklakis Law. Do you need help forming your business? Call Kuklakis Law. Did you get injured in a car crash or at your job? Call Kuklakis Law. No matter what your legal issue is, call 219-671-6347 for a free consultation. Who are you going to call? Kuklakis Law. That's you. Hablamos Español.
MCR Partners is your one-stop destination for top-notch expertise in economic development, finance, and planning. With a dedicated team geared up to tackle your projects head-on, they're your go-to comprehensive solution providers. Dive into the world of economic development with MCR Partners and let them guide you through the maze of opportunities. Stay in the loop and connected by hitting up their website at mcrpartnersllc.com. That's mcrpartnersllc.com. Or for tailored assistance, don't hesitate to reach out to our friend Matt Rudin at his personal cell phone, 219-741-9511.
Thanks to our sponsors,
including our studio sponsor, Powering Indiana Lake County.
Hey, mark your calendars, LockPod fans. We're going to continue a tradition that we started 2 years ago and then we skipped last year. So it's a biannual tradition.
Is it
not
a
a
tradition? Or
it is. It's a biannual tradition.
2 out of 4 years, 3 out of 4 years.
Biannual tradition.
I like that. All right, so
Right.
we're doing
every 2 years we're going to do it.
Skip 2 years.
Just to keep you on your toes. The biannual tradition of LockPod Fan Appreciation Night is on July 11th at Oilman Stadium. You know?
That's what we did it last time.
Yeah. It's free to
Fan Appreciation
free
Night.
to the first 40 people. After that, I ain't paying shit. You still get there early.
Good thing is Oilman tickets are pretty cheap. So
Not only that, like LockPod doesn't have more than 40 fans, so we should be covered.
we should be all right.
We should be covered. Yeah. But last time we had
a nice crowd.
We had 41 show up, I think. It was something like that. It was a great show last time.
It's a good way to spend time with all of us. We enjoy it. We'll definitely at least last time we were able to get on the field with our group and take a great photo.
Yeah.
If you're interested in attending the biannual, or what are we saying? Is that what we're saying? Biannual.
Yeah.
LockPod Fan
Can't do it
Appreciation
annually.
Night.
It's too much money.
Listener and Fan Appreciation Night. What's Steve's email, John? I always forget it. Steve at
lockpod.com.
I should remember
Let's give
that.
it a shot.
Steve
at
at
LockPod.
That's LOCPOD.com.
It's two different ones. You could do it at steve at lockpod.com or bigballz at lockpod.com. So either one works. So.
What about they could also just message the Facebook
There he
page.
goes. He's such a grandpa.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the last show,
That's
dude.
right.
This is the last
I forgot
show.
you're going out.
This is the last show.
with
Yeah.
Very hot.
That's not a grandpa joke.
No,
I
you're
gotta
right.
purge all these
As
jokes
of
out of my
Tuesday,
head.
they're going big balls at LockPod.
Big balls at LockPod. I gotta purge that
right
one
out of the repertoire.
Dude, that would be a great email address.
Big balls at lockpod.
Tom just hands you a card. Hey, Rick, can you do a metal business card that says
Big balls at
lockpod.com and
Dude,
have
this is my
Tom
address.
McDermott right underneath it?
So your email address is bigballs at lockpod.
Yeah, what about it?
Balls with a Z, though.
Balls.
These jokes are gone on Tuesday, everybody.
Big
Enjoy
balls
'em.
with a Z.
Enjoy.
Why with a Z? Just because it's cool. If you put a Z at the end. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Message our Facebook page because a lot of our viewers are on Facebook.
Oh, that's true.
Just shoot us a message on there. It'll be easier.
Big balls.
Big balls at lockpod.com will just bounce back anyway.
Oh, it'll bounce back on that.
Yeah, that's what I
the
mean.
first 40 people are in.
41, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So message
And
us.
you can
get there
and
early.
you can bring a friend. So
You
if you
can
need
line
a plus
up.
one,
You
let
can
us
line
know.
up the night before. The Mayor Whiting told me it's okay.
Yeah.
If you line up down 119th Street, Mayor Steve said it's cool for Lockpod Fan Appreciation Night. Because if you're 41, you got to pay full price.
Yeah.
It's like $4. so
Thank you for announcing that. We
I
kept
know.
forgetting to do it.
I
So
know.
July 11th, Friday night.
all right. Hey, let's do some mailbag.
Wait a
wasn't
minute.
ready. Hold on.
That was
Beyond
not
3
good.
off.
That was
Yeah.
not good.
Mailbag.
That was solid.
Good job. 7.
Yeah.
All right. Dear Mayor McDermott, I am writing this letter regarding the lights on the St. John steeple. See, this is an issue that
keep
won't
coming.
go away. It's not going away. This
there
is only.
Is there a spotlight on the Oilman Stadium? Just out of
We
curiosity.
should maybe we could
Can we
talk
get a
about
mobile
this.
one?
All right. So the steeple has been an icon in the city of Hammond, whether one is Catholic or not. It's a beautiful church and admired by all. St. John Church can be viewed from all over town, and even when one is coming north on Calumet Avenue from the south, one can see it over George Lake. The church has always been lit up. But lately, Marty Dybel has put in much effort and money to pay for the installation of LED lights, which greatly enhances the steeple and doesn't cost any more than regular lights. The steeple has been a navigational point for boats on Lake Michigan when they are checking their charts. It can be seen from all over the place. I live on 119th by Wolf Lake and can see it from my front lawn. How glorious it would be if the steeple were lit up at night, not only for us, but for the boats passing by at night. The whole area of Hammond would glow. Please reconsider your decision to put dimmer lights back on and leave the LED lights up. By the way, I love the way you supported bike paths and worked very hard to connect them all. Keep up the good work.
Wow.
A faithful voter.
This
I'm
was
not gonna mention her name.
This was a
so.
very kind of
Shrewd.
well
It was good.
worded,
It's like,
kind
yeah,
of designed.
Do it. I like you, but she's also reminding me at the end, I'm a faithful voter.
Yes, and that keep up the good work. She likes the bike
I like it.
paths.
I like the whole flow.
So this was an interesting analysis of the issue, I thought, because we came down pretty hard.
I did.
On me too. Like,
Right.
are you kidding me?
You
that
can't
you're not
just
stealing?
steal our electricity.
But
You can't just put a light up. And
But I never thought of it in the context of, Mayor, it's using the same amount of power. It's just
it's less probably.
We're pointing it up at the steeple instead of having the
I know.
globe on
The
top.
thing about it, why did we get so upset, is because of the way that it went down.
Lack of permission.
There was no permission. It was just like a decision was made locally at the church or somewhere close to the church. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The church faithful decided this is what we're going to do. It's a good idea because this is a beautiful landmark, and it is, by the way.
Without
the
a doubt.
steeple
One of
St.
my
John,
favorites.
It's beautiful. Okay. So we just didn't like how it went down, and then I started thinking about the ramifications if I just let churches take over the lights in front of their building. So we came down hard. I acknowledge I came down hard.
I did too.
I just said, put it back to the status quo. Let's act like the thing never happened. Now, this is not the only letter I'm getting. Okay, I'm getting a solid amount of letters from people that are concerned, and they're being sweet. Like, this person is being very sweet. They're not being mean about it. They're just like, think about what you're doing here. And by the way, there was one other letter that pointed out, Mayor, they're closing Catholic churches in our area right now, and this is one that's staying open, and you're like not lighting up its biggest
Why
asset.
do I feel like
That's
we should
not
have
your
put
problem.
I agree. It's not my problem, but I am the mayor. I agree. It's not. I think the church and us have to get together and figure this out. How about that? I
you
think
go.
there's a crack in the door, that there's a lot of sense that's being made, but I also make a lot of sense as well, and I'm sure that there's a resolution that we can come up with.
Why do I feel like this should have been on Tuesday's show with Grandpa Tom?
Yeah.
On the,
This
is
is
like,
the grandpa side of me taking over. Yes. The grandpa side of me is a lot more reasonable than the guy that was on the show earlier today.
I think that this is. I did not think about this analysis, so this is an interesting.
I think,
letter.
honestly, what we need to do in situations like this is go through the Board of Public Works and Safety, which is what should have happened in the get, and it didn't happen, and I think that there's a possibility that we could probably get this resolved.
Oh,
So,
all right.
so thank you for the
folks.
letter. I appreciate that from that Robertsdale voter. Appreciate you. And let's. I got a follow-up on this coming up between Marty Dybel, actually, funny enough. So, anyway.
See what happens.
Kevin.
Steeplegate will continue.
I was driving to pre-show yesterday, and I listened to the stock market. The stock market is literally open, okay? And, like, it was going all over the place because of a fight between the President of the United States and Elon Musk. And they are interrupting Squawk on the Street to talk about the latest tweet that Elon did and the latest Truth Social post that Trump did.
Which is
they're literally like interrupting the show. Oh, hold on. Elon tweeted back. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Like,
as a country, I'm embarrassed.
I'm embarrassed. As, like, you're interrupting the stock market and the daily activities of our business because Elon sent a tweet about
these two numbskulls are
freaking
tweeting at each other.
Juvenile and ridiculous. So
first of all, I think number one, I agree with that. Number two, I want our listeners and people that are on chat to say, are you on Team Elon, Team Trump, or in my case, neither, or neither? Because this is crazy. And actually,
for those of you that checked out yesterday, could you not
sure.
everybody is aware of
So, as we talked about, maybe I think it was last episode, Elon, it seemed like he had left the White House. He announced his departure. They had a real nice, I think the president gave him a gold key or something, and off he went into the sunset to, away from Doge and back to Tesla and back to SpaceX. And
he also had a black eye during
he did have a black eye. They said his
conference,
kid gave him,
which I'll never believe any excuse
I won't
about
believe
that
it
black
either.
eye.
It might have been.
I had 4 kids. Not one ever gave me a black eye.
No.
Yeah,
he said his
What
kid gave him a black
bitch
eye.
must you be if your kid's beating you up?
Well, maybe he decided he wasn't going to go on ketamine this time when he went to the White House, so he somehow got a black eye because of it. I think the interesting thing about this was something set him off, right? It was either pulling his guy out of NASA, the EV
probably both
cuts, the fact
pulling his guy out of NASA, and the EV cuts are devastating for Tesla.
Yeah.
Tesla was living off of those EV, like it's a federal rebate that Trump took away. And Trump was like, I'm surprised Biden didn't take it away, but Biden didn't take it away because he didn't want to look like he was screwing over Elon Musk
and Biden,
for political reasons.
And also, I think, the Biden and the Democratic Party were like kind of pro EV. So, they announced all this like transfer to EV.
Right.
But we're going to get into like the blow by blow. The one thing I wanted to mention was I thought the president was pretty calm about the whole situation during the press conference. Like he's like, I don't know about Elon. We had a good relationship. I don't know if we will now. And he said things like, I think that, when you leave the White House, some people go off and they're happy, and some people go out and get really angry at me.
Trump derangement syndrome.
There you go.
But I thought Trump handled it well too, and Elon just
flipped
melted down
out.
on
Agree.
I mean, he went the nastiest things. He said Trump is on the Epstein list.
That's brutal, dude.
That is
so
unbelievable.
Surprised.
No, I think Trump
No.
is on the Epstein list. First off, secondly, for Elon Musk to say that, and then he said, "Mark this post because I'm going to be right on this."
Bad. But it kind of like falls right within his MO, like that he's done with people that have fallen out of grace with him, right? He calls them morons.
The
he
Thailand
goes after
diver,
him.
the pedophile.
Yeah, exactly.
Thing.
Yeah.
He loves to do this, and yet he's the one spreading his seed to for 15 kids around the world.
But he also agreed on Twitter that Trump should be impeached and replaced with Vance. I mean, this is really vicious.
So wait, go in
stuff.
order, John. So here's the first one that, at least from what I could remember,
it's not entirely the first, but this is when it starts getting juicy.
And by the way, I listened to NBC Nightly News last night, and they were saying that these tweets were coming out real time from Elon as the president was speaking.
Wow.
In the White House. So the president said something about the election, and then Elon tweets. This is what he says.
Without me, Trump would have lost the election. Dems would control the House, and the Republicans would be 51-49 in the Senate. That's what Elon tweeted.
Yeah, and then I thought the next one was
ingratitude.
even crazier, right? It was such ingratitude. That sounds like something Elon would say, right?
Thank you.
The thing is, we all know Trump would have won. So Elon's big thing is he got Trump Pennsylvania.
Without $250 million. I don't know if you could say that, John.
No,
we might have
Trump would have won.
Okay.
They didn't need him.
Didn't need him.
No.
Okay.
No. I'm Team Trump here.
We know.
Are you? Okay.
So
this is Trump.
Yeah.
Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandate that forced everyone to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted, that he knew for months I was going to do, and he just went crazy. The easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts. I was always surprised that Biden didn't do it. That's what Trump said.
So a couple things there. One, he had like a used car lot on the White House lawn in March, trying to say what great cars they were, and he got in and out of one. So all right, we've got that.
Right.
All right.
And then this other thing about like the president saying, "I'm going to pull contracts because like politically you and I are enemies now."
This has been on the agenda for a while. This EV tax credits with Tesla, especially when Tesla was doing well. It's like, why is the federal government subsidizing a company that is got like billions and billions in new market capitalization.
Well, I think it subsidizes other companies too, like
you don't
GM,
subsidize.
and it wasn't just like you get
How do we
credit for
subsidize
Tesla.
GM?
No, I'm saying with EV because we're trying to move towards
you're
EVs.
Right, you're right.
That's
But if you're talking about the EV industry, Tesla is dominant
without a doubt.
So if you're doing,
it hurts them the most.
It hurts them the most because they have probably 60% of the market. What do you think Tesla's share of the electric car market is?
I think it's going down.
Okay,
but
I agree.
think
It's going
still
down.
significant.
All right,
50%.
all right. Hold on.
Hold on. Let ChatGPT. This would be good.
What
for
is
ChatGPT.
Tesla's share of the electric car market?
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to ChatGPT.
Marissa.
Are you
Hey,
asking
Grandpa?
me? Hey, Grandpa, that's not how you look at it. He does look like
What is Tesla's share of
That's
the
not a
electric car
phone.
market? It's not possible to do it when you guys are screaming and I'm trying
It's
to
hard to
talk
not laugh watching this.
Look at his eyeglasses. Like,
Yeah. All right. Let's see what it says. Okay, hold on.
Yes.
It's doing a whole bunch. Globally, 2023 global share. Tesla held about 19% of the global BEV sales in 23, dipping to 18% during
But see, that's
Yeah, it
because
doesn't
China
say.
has such a huge market.
U.S. electric car
yeah,
market.
U.S. electric car market.
in the U.S. during quarter 1 2025, EVs made up about 10% of the total auto sales, with Tesla capturing approximately 43%
there you go.
of the total
So
EV
almost
market.
half.
Yeah,
So they're definitely going to take the most hit from an EV credit going away.
half of the damage
Yep.
is going to be done to Tesla.
And then Elon, not to be, and by the way, the whole thread about like taking away contracts, like I think he was almost saying also like SpaceX.
Yes, that's what he's
That's
talking about.
crazy.
Well, then Elon was talking about the rocket that America needs to get our astronauts out of
Yes.
the International Space Station.
Dragon.
The Dragon. He's going to discontinue the Dragon.
Yeah.
So, like, how the fuck are we going to get our astronauts home if we don't use SpaceX?
So there's these two like rich guys basically fucking us all over.
And these astronauts are like, hey, can I get a ride home up here? I don't want to be here anymore.
I think you have to nationalize SpaceX if this gets
That-
worse.
that's true,
Oh,
John.
John,
That's true,
good
I'm
John.
call.
not kidding.
I
You're
agree
right,
with that.
John.
This is
You're right,
crazy.
John.
Yeah.
Well, because we have to have a space program, and
Yeah.
these geniuses in Washington, D.C. decided that
To
NASA,
privatize it.
Right, it's
Right.
so stupid.
So
Now
dumb.
we rely on this idiot Elon Musk, who's not
Who
even
can,
an
now
American.
can hold us hostage and apparently
Yeah.
hold the astronauts hostage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Not good.
Yeah.
So here's what Elon did. Tom, you want to?
Okay, Elon, time to drop the really big bomb, says Elon. At real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason the Epstein files have not been made public. Have a nice day, DGT. Mark this post for the future. The truth will come out. Like if Elon Musk said that about me, I would sue him today. I'd be like, Kevin, we got the best case that's ever dropped across your desk because it's so untrue, right? So, like, this is something that's clearly defamatory, right? Right,
Unless
Kevin?
it's
If it's
true.
not true. Unless it's
the
But
truth.
I thought he's a public figure, so you can't.
Still
But
can't.
Jill,
I mean,
with malice
Yeah.
over something that's intentionally.
and you could probably prove intentional malice because of the tweet chain that's been going on the last hour before
So, like,
this.
so Donald Trump, if this is not true, could sue Elon Musk. And by the way, why wouldn't you? Elon Musk is the richest man in the world. You could get $100 million for a lie like this.
Maybe.
So
You get a jury that really
unless,
doesn't like Elon,
unless it's true.
unless it's
And if it's true, you probably don't do shit.
and if it is true, Elon is thinking, well, he can't get me for defamation.
That's
Yeah.
right. Because what is the
And-
ultimate defense to
and
a
by the-
defamation case?
Truth.
Yep.
So, but here's a good question. Like, okay, so the only way to find that would be to release the Epstein files. So here's our
Got him.
circle.
Let's say Trump is on it. It could just be in the sense that he took some plane rides. It doesn't mean he went to the island or,
Where would you take the plane
What if
ride?
he just
to?
wanted to go swimming?
Where's the plane ride going if it's
I
not
don't
going to the
know.
island?
I
Like
don't
around
know.
New York? Like
You know,
circle?
Trump's like, the snorkeling at the Epstein Island was really magnificent. I went there for the snorkeling only.
I'm just saying not everyone on the list is probably guilty. So that's all I'm saying.
Well, then I would hope that you would say the same thing about Bill Clinton and others that were on the list.
That's true.
No,
Look
not
at you,
for Bill
Kevin.
Clinton.
Oh,
no.
all right.
You should work for the DNC.
Bill Clinton's definitely guilty.
But Trump's not. 'Cause, good moral
Okay,
character.
so here's a couple. I just want to get to a couple funny tweets here. So Ashley St. Clair, remember her?
She's one of the baby mamas for Elon.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah,
it went
we covered
south
her.
real
You covered
fast.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was like a Republican influencer,
Big time.
right? Yeah,
Big time.
Gotcha.
Hey, real Donald Trump, let me know if you need any breakup advice.
Nice, nice.
Good. She's
Yeah.
trying to get back in, I think.
Yeah.
And this is
Oh, this is funny, too.
the Democrats, the Democrat themselves.
Yeah.
Kill the bill and release the Epstein files. Did you ever
Hell
think
yeah.
we'd be at this point where, I don't know, I'm almost agreeing with
I think
Democrats?
it's funny, right? I mean, I think it's a good. By the way, that Twitter account is pretty good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do some funny stuff.
I wouldn't know because Elon knocked me off of Twitter.
Yeah, another reason for Tom. So where are you? Team Trump, Team Elon, or neither?
moving to Switzerland.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
neither.
I'm neither. Jill?
I hope they both lose.
Okay. John is Team Trump. Okay. So not a lot of Elon sympathizers.
I think I'm
in
more Team Steve Bannon on this. He has made some really good points since yesterday.
And some really good anti-Elon stuff, which I like.
Like he's talking about looking at, like, we need to look at Elon's immigration status too.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Because Elon has made remarks in the past that it might not be entirely
We
legal.
played it. His brother said,
Right.
Yeah,
kind of
that's
laughing
right.
about
That's
it. We
right.
played it here on Lockpod.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Well, and Steve Bannon, I think, knowing, I think, Trump's personality very well and knowing Elon enough, was just kind of like sitting back, waiting to watch this thing become a fire, a dumpster fire.
Bannon's been through it.
Yeah, and then he's just like, this is going to be great when this blows up. Yeah. And he's going to be one of the winners in this, I think. So.
Man.
So we're going to do some ads, and when we come back, there's a lot of crazy crap going on in our sister region. The region where we live is the second largest Democratic area in the state of Indiana. So we're all from the region, and we're all D's, but we fight like crazy up here, right? And the state laughs at us often because of how dysfunctional we are. We're very dysfunctional. We could be, but the crazy thing is, right now in Indianapolis, the Democratic Party has a full-blown civil war going on with multiple people involved, and it's just, for us up here in the region to watch what's going on.
We look tame.
We are completely tame compared to what's going on in Indianapolis right now. And without diving too deep, because there's a lot of really nasty allegations going around, and I don't want to get into the nastiness of it. I just want to sort of skim over about 10,000 feet up in the air and just sort of take a look at what's going on in Indianapolis. Kevin, is that all right?
That's great. And then let's do our ads and do that. And then if we have time, we're going to talk about one of my favorite congressional representatives, and that's Marjorie Taylor Greene.
I mean, this Indy Skim is going to involve fans of the show. Of course, we're all very dear friends with Mayor Hogshead. Good friends of mine, Ryan Mears, the Marion County prosecutor.
Both of them on the show before.
Another friend of mine, Congressman Andre Carson, talking about what's going on. It's like, this is going to be an interesting segment, and it's interesting what's going on in the biggest city in the state of Indiana with the Democratic Party. So I suggest you stick around. So let's start off with Tortillas Nuevo Leon, the gold standard in Mexican cuisine across the Midwest. Look for Tortillas Nuevo Leon's popular red and white label at your local grocery store and enjoy quality Mexican products made with local expertise.
Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón. Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia, de todo corazón.
Misprint Printing. Elevate your brand with Misprint, the premier printing and sign solutions in Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana. With a 30-year legacy of excellence, their experienced team, led by Rick Baltensberger, combines innovation and technology to deliver top-quality signs and printing, always on time and within budget. Conveniently located in Munster and Hammond, Misprint is your partner for creating impactful visual solutions that leave a lasting impression. Visit them at misprintusa.com to bring your vision to life today. Big balls at lockpod.com.
Is that the title? An email address?
Without a doubt.
With a Z. With a Z.
For sure.
Without a doubt.
I wonder if that would even work as a title.
Just proud days for Marissa, I think.
Oh, dude. She's not listening, thankfully. So.
This is what happened on the day you were born.
Yeah. We went out with a bang. Which episode was that, Grandpa? Big balls at lockpod.com.
With a Z.
Grandpappy.
Young Chase.
Gave away the name.
Little Chase. I'm just making that up. I don't know what the name is. So
We don't know. We didn't spill anything.
no, I don't. I didn't spill anything. I was just being funny. So.
Cantrell and Cantrell Attorneys at Law. Are you injured or in trouble with the law? Give Kevin's dying.
It looks so funny as a title. I don't even know if it'll work, but we're going to try.
We got to give it a shot.
We're going to try it.
Give Cantrell and Cantrell a call and schedule your consultation with someone who's in the court and at the jail every day. Call John Cantrell at 219-554-4LAW or visit their website at bettercallcantrell.com. John and his wife, Kristen, make a great team and are waiting to hear from you.
Update on John's case. He was in here on Tuesday.
Yeah.
It was a not guilty. So
Congrats
to John and his client.
Johnny Law is a great criminal lawyer.
He knows what he's doing.
I hope I don't ever need his services.
I hope not either.
But Johnny Law is a great lawyer. And you see how quick he is in the studio. He's like that in the courtroom, too. So, like, that's the thing about being a trial lawyer, right, Kevin?
Yeah, got to be quick.
Got to be like ready to change course at any
ready.
moment and like go the way you need to go. So great job, Johnny Law, not guilty. Not Not Johnny Law himself. Johnny Law, another not guilty verdict for Cantrell and
There you
Cantrell.
go.
How about that? All right. Mice in the kitchen, ants in your bed, spiders up high messing with your head. Don't grab a flamethrower. That's a bit extreme. Just call the bug guys. We're the dream team. We'll evict your pests without a fight, and you'll sleep soundly every night. No bugs, no drama, no creepy surprise. Just clean, safe home from the bug guys. Call now, because your house is not an insect Airbnb. The bug guys, 219-810-7481.
Byway Brewing is a family-friendly microbrewery with a spacious tap room and outdoor patio serving its award-winning craft beer, chef-driven food menu, and craft cocktails on draft. The brewing equipment and production facility offer you a unique backdrop for events like bridal showers, reunions, or corporate parties. With their new food truck, they can cater to your corporate and private events off-site, just off of 8094 Kennedy Avenue South exit. Discover more at bywaybrewing.beer. Thanks to our sponsors.
Thank you to our sponsors, without whom Lockpod would not be on the air. So please help them out if you get a chance. So, strange times in Indianapolis politics, right, Kevin?
Yeah, I mean, this is an interesting topic because I think if you're listening to Lockpod or you know a little bit about Indiana politics, the Republican Party dominates the state. Yet in cities, right? Would you say in cities around Indiana, Democrats seem to have the edge.
We do have, I mean, in most cities, and the biggest city in the state, obviously, is our capital city, the city of Indianapolis.
I think all county officials in Marion County
For
are
sure.
Democrat, and the
Overwhelming
majority of the city
overwhelming.
council.
It might even be a supermajority
Yep.
of Democrats, and if it's not, it's overwhelmingly Democratic on the city county council.
And when you see that in local areas, you see kind of some infighting start, and
Yeah.
it's happening now in Indianapolis.
And it's always like a region thing, and I blame it on the fact that we have 19 cities and towns across Northwest Indiana, and all of them have different agendas, and of course people are going to fight when their agendas don't mesh together perfectly. So up here in Northwest Indiana, we do have a lot of dysfunctional fights like this, but not very often in Indianapolis do we see the type of dysfunction in the Democratic Party that's been going on lately. And I'm saying this with concern because these are all friends of mine, man. I know people on both sides of almost every one of these fights, and it's like they're all good people. We all want the same things, but I said this a couple of shows ago. This is something the voters are going to have to work out. It's not up to us anymore. There's clear division lines within the Democratic Party, and it's up to the voters to decide where we're heading.
And, as a party statewide, you get concerned that are we cannibalizing ourselves? Because at the end of the day, yes, we have good, power areas in cities, but it wasn't that long ago that Indianapolis had a Republican mayor. It wasn't that long ago when Indianapolis had a Republican, so be careful. But these are interesting topics. And I think Tom hit it on the head that it seems like at this point it's gone so out of control that the voters are going to have to decide.
It's like a political family reunion where everybody's drunk and holding grudges. Okay, first up, let's talk about Marion County Prosecutor Ryan Mears and Mayor Joe Hogsett.
Both Lockpod guests.
Both of them are
Both
great
friends
guests.
of Lockpod.
Both of them are awesome people. I know both of them. I love both of them very much. Okay, I've been friends with Joe since before I was mayor. Mayor Joe. He was a guy that was big in my career, and he still has been bigger in my career. Prosecutor Ryan and I have known each other probably about a decade. I've known Ryan's wife longer than I've known the prosecutor, but I'm super impressed by this guy. He's a young, up-and-coming badass in the Democratic Party,
Yeah.
and they're both sitting there in Marion County, and I don't know if they really like each other very much. I get the impression that there's a sort of a rivalry there.
Kind of maybe like a political rivalry, like Ryan's an up-and-coming guy, and
For sure.
Joe's established.
Yeah,
for a long time.
Mears is popular, especially Ryan Mears, the prosecutor in Marion County, decriminalized weed in Indianapolis. So he's got the stoner vote locked down big time, right? And there's a buzz that he might run for mayor. Okay.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. It's a
Whoa.
serious buzz. And think about it. The city county council. Marion County is Unigov, the whole county. So Ryan Mears is the prosecutor of the whole county. He's one of the only people that has the same exact boundaries as Joe Hogsett has. Joe Hogsett represents the whole city, which is the
city
county,
yeah.
right?
Unigov.
So Ryan Mears also raises a lot of money as the prosecutor. He has a big name.
Arguably, Ryan Mears' jurisdiction is larger because Mayor Joe's just the city, and Ryan Mears is the county, which would include places like Lawrence that have their own mayors, and things like
Good
that.
point.
So,
Good point.
But you got Mayor Joe, who is one of the few Democrats in the state of Indiana that can say, I won statewide. So Joe's got just a huge pedigree. He's been Secretary of State. He's been the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Indiana. Big in Indiana and national politics for a long time.
Okay, so you got this buzz in Indianapolis. It's been going on for at least 4 or 5 years. The prosecutor versus the mayor. it wouldn't be a primary. That would be a cage match if it happened. And it could happen. 2027 is the next time Mayor Joe's up. And if Mayor Joe runs for re-election, you got this whole Ryan Mears thing out there, and it's going to come to a head eventually.
And you've got other people that are saying, you hear other people that are maybe running in the mayor's race. And by the way, Mayor Joe, I'd have to look back to see exactly what he said, but I don't think he closed the door, but he didn't leave it way open that he was going to run again.
I think Mayor Joe is more likely to run again personally, and I don't know anything.
Yeah.
I want to make that clear.
Yeah, I don't.
This
either.
is 1,000% Tom McDermott speculation. I know the mayor, and I know him. I think I know him pretty well, and I respect him. But one thing I can tell you about Mayor Joe is he's a political animal. He is. He loves it. He's spent his whole career doing it outside of the U.S. attorney stuff, which is still, by the way, sort of political. He got his job through politics. Mm-hmm. I think it's going to be real tough to walk away from being the mayor of Indianapolis unless you're just miserable. And he may be, by the way, because your job being mayor can make you miserable. And I know that there's a lot going on with the mayor right now. You want to talk a little bit about that, or you want me to?
Yeah, there's been a controversy involving one of Mayor Joe's top advisors.
Former staffers.
Yeah, former staffer. I don't know if he was chief of staff. He's just very high up in Mayor Joe's administration.
He was like a body man kind of.
And a friend of Joe's. And there were some sexual misconduct allegations. There, at this point, I believe just allegations. There was a report done, like an internal report that was put out.
By who? The report was done by this Democratic-led city county council.
Okay.
So you have Democrats on the city county council that hires this law firm to do an investigation on the mayor.
In my mind, it was a law firm.
So that's no good. I would think about this. The Democrats in Indianapolis and the mayor work so close together, and they have for years, right? Now you have this body investigating the mayor because the mayor had somebody with allegations of sexual harassment type of
I guess
allegations.
I would just say one thing about that is that, okay, if the populace or the alleged victims or whoever are demanding an investigation, I think the council probably felt that it was their obligation to do that. They're the party
I'm not saying
in power.
whether it's right or wrong.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying I think the way it went down is probably like, okay, there obviously was a majority or some element of the city county council that said we should do an investigation, and handing it over to a law firm to do what I'm assuming the law firm tried to do an independent investigation. That's what happened. Okay. I mean, they were in power. The Democrats were in power. It wasn't like they could say, "Oh, the Republicans do it." So,
I have 1,000 employees in Hammond. Okay, and I have a couple situations right now with allegations that are pretty serious with a couple of my employees. Okay, and I'll be honest with you, Kevin, I had no freaking clue that this was going on with these employees. I have no idea, and I have 1,000 employees. Okay, because 1,000 employees that's a big operation. I get hundreds of emails every day. I get dozens and dozens of text messages every day. I'm trying my best to keep up on what's going on in this big enterprise that I run, and still I can't track the personal lives of my employees, right? And when I hear this and I think about how many tens of thousands of employees Mayor Joe has, he's got to have 20,000 employees in Indianapolis or 15,000. And for me to say Mayor Joe is personally responsible because somebody that works for him had these allegations that are horrible, by the way, I think that's...
Doesn't really make sense.
It's a little bit of a stretch to me. It really is. It's like, I don't think Mayor Joe's personally responsible for the people that work for him. I just don't. Now, there's more to the story, I'm sure, that I'm not aware of because I didn't do this investigation, but right. I think that's a stretch. I really do. Because I don't think I'm personally responsible for my 1,000-person workforce when something horrible happens to one of my employees. Because how could I stop that? I don't know what's going on in their personal life.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing would be is if you had personal knowledge. And if I
had personal knowledge.
Yeah, I mean, different. I think that changes the dynamic. And I don't know the facts. I've not read the report.
I don't either.
I've not followed it.
I don't even know if the report's
I just know
public.
that the heat's hot down there.
So Mayor Joe, there's a couple people on the council that are asking Mayor Joe to step down over this.
I don't think
and they're Democrats.
At this point,
no, that's fact.
Yeah.
I know two of them. I see it. So you have heat on the mayor, right? You have this background, the mayor versus the prosecutor, potential cage match looming, right? Mm-hmm. You have the question marks of, is Mayor Joe going to run again next year? Because I think he's a third termer, right? Now, all this is going on. And these are huge names in Indianapolis politics we're talking about.
Indiana politics.
These are like the big guys of this city fighting with each other. Let's throw another big name in there, okay? Congressman Andre Carson.
Legacy name in Indiana politics.
His grandmother was a congresswoman for 30 years. Yeah. And Andre took over for her over a decade ago for sure, 15 years ago probably.
That's right.
I love Andre. I think he's cool as hell, smart, nice, hardworking. That's just
great
I see
speaker.
him, dude. And not only that, I've seen him in parades, he's a hard worker, dude. He's like wants to shake everybody's hand. He approaches parades like I do.
He's like a man of the people. I
love Andre.
I like Andre.
I'm a friend of
Andre.
Andre. I've donated to Andre. I'm proud of the donations I made to Andre. I think Andre is one of the guys that's doing it the right way. That's just how I feel, right? But he's got an opponent, right? George Hornado. George Hornado is an insider. All right, George Hornado is a lobbyist from Washington, D.C. He was an insider, worked real close with Pete Buttigieg. We've known George for quite a while, right?
Yeah.
Wait,
Saw
a
him come up.
Democrat opponent?
Yes, in a primaried.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Against
Okay.
Andre. Andre's extremely popular
You
in
don't see this
Indianapolis. He's
often.
one of the most popular elected officials in Indianapolis.
For
he gets
sure.
huge crowds. He's a man of the people, like Kevin said. So, like, you got George Hornado not just filing against him. You got George Hornado openly, daily attacking the congressman.
Coming hard.
Daily. Like a new video a day, a new topic a day. He's getting now, of course, he's getting coverage. We're talking about him here, but like he's on the front page of the Indianapolis Star the other day. It's like everything in Indianapolis is going crazy with politics right now. Stuff that you never see is happening. And it's all happening at the same time.
So, John, something you said is interesting to me because you said it doesn't happen very often. And Tom and I were talking about this during pre-show yesterday. I was like, I wonder if this is like the new thing, right? Because the Republicans went through this, and they still are. Like, oh, you're not Trump enough? I'm going to primary you. Mm-hmm. Oh, you're not progressive enough? I'm going to primary you. Mm-hmm. I wonder if this is like what's going to start happening.
The new normal.
Yeah.
Well, and that makes me think of the Destiny thing with the the chair.
That's still going on, John. It's
really?
a great point.
Wow.
Destiny and Karen is going off trying to be the chairwoman because she won the election
of the state party.
For Karen Talion is the Indiana Democratic State Party chair. Destiny hasn't. I don't think she's taken the loss very well because it's like I think she's still campaigning. And we literally in March had the election. I'm friends with Destiny. Obviously, I'm friends with the chair. It's just it seems like that race is still going. I think Destiny's still fighting that race, even though it just happened a couple months ago. So, like, that's another element to add to it, John.
It's just another thing
more
bubbling.
progressive
Everything
element.
is crazy. It's like up here in the region, the funny thing is there's a couple of little things brewing, but for the most part, it's all under the radar.
We're just watching from
it's
afar.
Like, give me popcorn.
For once.
Give me some popcorn. I can't believe what the hell's going on down there. It's like it's amazing to me that all of my friends are going to war. They're not just fighting. They're going to war with each other in Indianapolis. And I'm just sitting up here like, holy crap. Like, what the hell is going on with our party?
It's all interesting.
It's crazy.
We're going to keep watching.
I think it's good at the end of the day, Kevin.
Well, you've said this. I saw a really good John, were you at that? No, I was there. Zach was there.
Yeah.
Really good speech in Fort Wayne. And you said, as a party, we need to, if we have to deal with primaries, let's embrace them. I think you said, look, if I can't win as mayor, then I shouldn't be mayor.
I'm not doing the party any good if let's say I'm the second or the third strongest Democrat in Hammond. I'm not doing anybody good being the mayor anymore. If I'm not the strongest, get me the fuck out of there. Find the strongest person and put that person in charge. We need to be doing that as a party. So, like, I brought up George Hornado running against Andre Carson in Fort Wayne. I said, it stinks. I'm sure Andre doesn't like this at all, right? It stinks. He's going to have to work in a primary. He's going to have to raise money from all of us, and we're going to support him because he's good, right? But the fact is, Andre's going to beat George's ass. So, like, why are we getting all fired up about this? Just go out there and kick his ass, Andre, because you're going to. George is going to lose. He's talking all this smack now, but he's going to lose the election. So, like, let's just sit back, listen to the guy, and we'll kick his ass next May.
And then you're saying if that occurs, which you think is going to happen, it shows that Andre is strong.
Yes. Yeah. And if Andre's not strong, all due respect, Congressman, if George is stronger than you, then we're better off as a party with George in that role. That's how I feel, honestly. And that
you would
applies
say the same
to me.
about yourself.
Absolutely. If there's another elected official in Hammond that's stronger than me and they run against me, I'm going to bitch and moan. I'm going to be pissed about it, okay? And I'm going to run my ass off. And if I lose, that's good for the party because I'm a problem. If I'm not the strongest person in Hammond, get me the hell out of here.
But are we using stronger and better
Politically.
and better differently, right?
They
may
politically,
not be better. Okay.
I'm talking about winning elections, John. That's when I'm talking about Democratic Party, I want to win elections. I don't want to take the moral high ground. I don't want to feel good about myself because, we're going to lose, but at least I took the moral high ground. You're never going to fucking hear me say that, dude, because I want to win elections. That's why we're here. We're here to win elections. And my damn party's forgotten about that. They're like, oh, I feel really good about myself because this position I've taken.
Well, I think you said in your
that's
speech,
hated by Hoosiers.
Right. I think in your speech you said, I'm done with purity. We should be done with purity tests in the Democratic Party.
Yes. Yes.
Like, yeah,
Let's
we're
get
not
the
all going
strongest
to
person.
agree.
Let's get the strongest person.
And win.
We had Jennifer McCormick, a former Republican, running for governor. I gave her thousands of dollars and supported her. She did a good job, by the way.
Yeah.
Did a good job. We're getting stronger as a party by bringing people like Jennifer into the party and running her for governor.
And some people say, "Oh, she's a Republican.
Yeah.
I can't vote for it." Really?
Right.
What are you going to do?
So what?
Don't vote?
Yeah, voted for Braun. How's that working out for you?
I voted for the Libertarian. I mean,
Right.
I don't even get. Come on. Yeah. We don't have the margin to let that go away.
That's right, buddy.
Well, yeah, real quick at the end. This is just something funny. We can end with this. One of our favorite congresspeople, Marjorie Taylor Greene, admitted in a tweet. Do you have this, John, that you can throw up here? This is actually just a funny thing that she put up. But, the big, what do we call that? Big, beautiful bill?
Yeah.
All right. Big, beautiful bill, which passed, by the way, by one vote, 215 to 214 out of the House. She said this: full transparency, I didn't know about this section on page 278-279 of the Big Beautiful Bill that strips states of the right to make laws or regulate AI for 10 years. I am adamantly opposed to this, and it is a violation of states' rights, and I would have voted no if I had known. So,
How could she have known, though? You
How
know what I'm
could she
saying?
have?
Give her a
would you
break.
say- Bill.
Why would you say that? Why would you say that? They hand you bills that are thousands of pages long, okay?
Right.
99 out of 100 congressmen aren't reading the whole bill. They're voting on it, and they're going off the cliff notes that are provided
But
to them by
their
their
staff,
lawyers.
right?
Right.
And so I blame the staff on this because the staff knows what the issues are for their representative, and they should have let her know about that. This was actually something funny that Representative Eric Swalwell put. He's another congressman.
Great guy.
You have one job: to read the effing bill.
True story.
There you go.
Yeah.
This is another one. Francis and Glendale. MTG.
That's a great name.
MTG scrolled to the bottom and agreed to it without reading it like it was the iTunes terms and conditions.
Agree.
All right, well, wrap us up. I'm sorry, the last day of the locomotive.
Your locomotive is dead.
Are you sure?
You're going to have Grandpa Tom.
Why do I feel like it's not true?
You're going to have Grandpappy Tom on the next show. So do me a
Are you gonna
favor,
wear
everybody.
suspenders?
Huh? I don't know.
Suspenders?
I'm gonna have to do new. I'm gonna have to get rid of my Grateful Dead shirts for sure.
Don't do that.
Do me a favor, everybody. Keep Eileen and Chase and my family in your thoughts, and the O'Neill family in your thoughts. And yeah, looking forward to being a grandpa. So can't wait.
Congrats.
So thanks, Joe. It's good to see you. Thanks for the help today, Jay Vez. Awesome job.
Thank you.
I love our title today. I think it's one of the most unique. My grandkid will be happy about it.
Yes.
Kevin, awesome job. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And to our fans,
you.
to our sponsors, to our audience, thank you very much. We love you. And we'll be back on Tuesday with another high quality episode. Season 15, episode 12 is in the books, and LockPod is out. Take care, everybody.